Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you tried to belong, a part of your soul kept whispering that you were created for something completely different from everyone around you? There is a reason you found this video today. Not by accident, not by coincidence. The universe has a mysterious way of guiding certain souls toward messages they were always meant to hear, especially during seasons of awakening. And if you are an Aquarius, or if Aquarius energy has ever touched your life deeply, what you are about to hear may explain emotions you have carried in silence for years. Stay until the end, because one of these truths may unlock something inside you that has been asleep for a very long time. Aquarius is one of the most misunderstood signs in modern astrology. People see the independence, the intelligence, the calm expression, the mysterious distance. But very few people ever stop to ask what exists beneath that surface. Very few people realize that Aquarius often carries the emotional weight of an old soul trying to survive in a loud and disconnected world. Behind the quiet smile is a storm of thoughts. Behind the detached energy is a heart that has learned to protect itself from disappointment. Behind the rebellion is a spirit that remembers it was never born to follow a broken system. There is something deeply spiritual about Aquarius energy, something electric, something almost impossible to explain with ordinary language. It is the energy of the outsider, the visionary, the soul who can walk into a room and immediately feel every hidden emotion, every false mask, every unspoken tension. Aquarius does not simply observe the world, Aquarius sees through it, and that level of perception can become both a gift and a burden. Many Aquarius souls spend years wondering why they feel emotionally disconnected from people around them, why superficial conversations drain them, why they crave solitude even when they secretly long for connection. The answer is deeper than personality. Aquarius energy vibrates at a frequency that constantly seeks truth, authenticity, and higher meaning. This is why so many Aquarius individuals feel spiritually exhausted by fake relationships, emotional games, and societal expectations that demand conformity. Their soul rejects what is artificial. And perhaps the most painful part is this: Aquarius often learns very early in life that being different comes with consequences. They are called distant when they are simply protecting their energy. They are called cold when they are silently overwhelmed. They are called strange when they are actually connected to dimensions of thought and intuition that others cannot yet understand. Over time, Aquarius becomes an expert at hiding emotional pain behind intelligence, humor, and silence. But the heart never forgets what it had to survive. This sign is ruled by Uranus, the planet of awakening, disruption, innovation, and sudden transformation. In modern Western astrology, Aquarius represents the future consciousness of humanity, the soul that came here not to repeat old cycles, but to challenge them, to question them, to break them apart and rebuild something more aligned with truth. And that mission can feel incredibly lonely. Because when you are born to awaken others, you often spend years feeling misunderstood by the very world you are trying to heal. But there is also extraordinary beauty inside the Aquarius spirit, a rare kind of beauty that cannot be measured by appearances or social approval. Aquarius carries the ability to inspire people simply by existing authentically. Their presence reminds others that freedom is sacred, that individuality is powerful, that the soul was never designed to live trapped inside fear. Even when Aquarius feels lost, there is still a hidden light inside them that refuses to stop searching for meaning. So as you listen to these truths today, allow yourself to breathe deeply and open your spirit. Some of what you hear may hurt. Some of it may awaken forgotten emotions. But some of it may finally give words to feelings you could never explain before. And that kind of recognition can become the beginning of healing. Before we dive deeper, leave a comment saying, "I was born to be different." Sometimes the first step toward transformation is finally allowing yourself to be seen exactly as you are. If you are an Aquarius, and you have spent your entire life feeling emotionally different, spiritually isolated, misunderstood in relationships, exhausted by overthinking, or trapped between wanting deep love and needing absolute freedom, there is something important you need to know before we continue. A powerful ebook was created specifically for Aquarius souls who are tired of carrying invisible emotional weight alone. It reveals the hidden psychological patterns, spiritual gifts, emotional wounds, relationship struggles, and energetic truths that most astrology content never talks about. This is not generic astrology. It was designed like a guide for the Aquarius spirit itself, helping you understand why your mind feels so different from the rest of the world and how to transform that difference into personal power. The link is in the first pinned comment, and the offer is limited. One brutal truth about Aquarius is that this sign often feels like an outsider, even in places where they should feel at home. Aquarius can sit in a room full of friends, family, co-workers, or lovers, and still feel emotionally disconnected from everyone around them. It is almost as if part of their soul exists somewhere beyond the visible world. Many Aquarius individuals secretly feel like they were born into the wrong timeline, surrounded by people who cannot fully understand the depth of their thoughts or the intensity of their inner universe. The reason for this goes far beyond personality traits. In modern Western astrology, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet connected to awakening, rebellion, innovation, and higher consciousness. This energy creates a person who naturally sees life differently from the collective. Aquarius notices patterns others miss. They question systems others obey without thinking. They sense emotional manipulation before words are even spoken. And because of this heightened perception, many Aquarius souls develop emotional fatigue very early in life. They become tired of pretending to fit into environments that suffocate their authenticity. Second, brutal truth. Aquarius often appears emotionally detached because they are secretly terrified of emotional chaos. Most people think Aquarius does not feel deeply, but the reality is the complete opposite. Aquarius feels so much at once that their nervous system can become overloaded. Instead of expressing every emotion openly, they intellectualize their pain. They analyze heartbreak instead of collapsing inside it. They disappear into silence instead of begging for understanding. This emotional self-protection becomes an invisible shield they carry everywhere. And here is what makes this even more painful. Aquarius usually wants genuine connection more than people realize. They dream about soul-level conversations, authentic intimacy, and relationships where they can fully remove the mask they wear around the world. But at the exact same time, they fear emotional dependency. They fear losing themselves inside another person's expectations, so they live caught between two powerful forces: the desire to merge deeply with someone, and the fear of surrendering their freedom in the process. This internal conflict can make relationships feel emotionally exhausting for Aquarius, even when love is real. Third brutal truth. Aquarius is secretly one of the most spiritually sensitive signs in astrology. This sign does not always express spirituality in traditional ways. Aquarius may reject rigid religious structures while still possessing an extremely powerful intuitive connection to the unseen world. Many Aquarius souls experience strange synchronicities, prophetic dreams, sudden intuitive downloads, and moments where they instinctively know things they should not logically know. Their intuition often arrives like lightning, sudden, electric, impossible to ignore. Aquarius energy is deeply connected to collective consciousness. This is why many Aquarius individuals feel emotionally affected by the suffering of humanity itself. They carry the emotional atmosphere of the world inside their nervous system. Loud environments, fake energy, manipulation, superficiality, and emotional dishonesty can drain Aquarius more than people understand. Their spirit craves truth, because their soul can sense when something is energetically misaligned. This is also why Aquarius is often drawn toward astrology, psychology, spirituality, energy healing, meditation, and deeper conversations about the meaning of existence. Their soul is constantly searching for hidden wisdom beneath surface reality. Fourth, brutal truth. Aquarius values freedom so deeply that they will sometimes walk away from situations they genuinely love just to protect their spirit from feeling trapped. This is one of the most misunderstood parts of the Aquarius personality. People often assume Aquarius leaves because they stopped caring, but many times the opposite is true. Aquarius leaves because they care deeply enough to realize they are slowly losing themselves. Nothing suffocates Aquarius faster than emotional control, possessiveness, manipulation, or relationships that demand conformity instead of authenticity. Aquarius needs emotional space the same way fire needs oxygen. They need room to think, evolve, question themselves, and reconnect with their individuality. The more controlled they feel, the more emotionally distant they become. But when Aquarius feels emotionally safe, respected, and spiritually free, something extraordinary happens. Their loyalty becomes powerful, their love becomes visionary, their presence becomes healing. Because beneath all the emotional walls, intellectual defenses, and mysterious silence, Aquarius carries one of the most genuine hearts in the Zodiac. They simply need to feel free enough to reveal it. If you are beginning to realize that your Aquarius energy is far deeper and more complex than most people understand, the Aquarius ebook mentioned earlier may become one of the most eye-opening things you ever read. It was created specifically for Aquarius souls who feel emotionally overwhelmed, spiritually disconnected, misunderstood in love, or exhausted from carrying invisible emotional burdens. The link is in the first pinned comment, and the offer is limited. Fifth, brutal truth. Aquarius hides pain better than almost any other sign in astrology. This is one of the reasons people constantly misunderstand them. Aquarius can be emotionally struggling in silence, while still appearing calm, intelligent, funny, and completely in control. They become masters at disguising emotional exhaustion behind conversation, humor, productivity, and distance. Many Aquarius individuals learned very early in life that vulnerability was not always safe, so instead of openly expressing emotional wounds, they transformed pain into independence. The problem is that this survival mechanism becomes deeply rooted inside the Aquarius psyche. Over time, Aquarius begins to feel like they must carry everything alone. They become the person everyone relies on emotionally, while secretly feeling like nobody truly sees what is happening inside them. Their mind becomes crowded with thoughts they never fully express. Their heart becomes heavy with emotions they rarely allow themselves to process. And because Aquarius naturally dislikes feeling emotionally dependent, they often isolate themselves during difficult periods, instead of reaching for support. What makes this especially heartbreaking is that Aquarius usually possesses incredible emotional depth beneath the detached exterior. They notice small changes in people's energy. They remember emotional details nobody else pays attention to. They silently absorb tension from environments without even realizing it. But because they are so focused on appearing strong and self-sufficient, people often assume Aquarius is unaffected by emotional pain. In reality, many Aquarius souls are simply suffering quietly behind an invisible wall they built to survive disappointment, betrayal, and emotional exhaustion. Sixth, brutal truth. Aquarius attracts wounded people almost magnetically. There is something about Aquarius energy that makes emotionally lost souls feel understood. Perhaps it is the non-judgmental nature of Aquarius. Perhaps it is their emotional intelligence, hidden beneath calm behavior. Or perhaps it is the spiritual frequency they carry, without realizing it. Whatever the reason may be, Aquarius often becomes the emotional safe place for people who are confused, broken, traumatized, or searching for healing. This creates a very complicated emotional pattern in the Aquarius life journey. Aquarius genuinely wants to help people evolve. They naturally encourage individuality, healing, freedom, and self-awareness. They often become the friend who listens deeply, the partner who sees hidden potential, or the soul who inspires transformation simply through honest conversation. But over time, Aquarius can accidentally become emotionally drained from constantly carrying other people's unresolved pain. Many Aquarius individuals spend years trying to save people who were never truly ready to heal themselves. They give emotional energy to relationships where they become the therapist, the guide, the emotional translator, or the person responsible for holding everything together. And while Aquarius may appear emotionally detached on the surface, these experiences affect them more deeply than most people realize. Every betrayal leaves an imprint. Every emotional disappointment becomes another reason to build stronger walls around the heart. Spiritually, Aquarius must eventually learn a powerful lesson. Not every soul that enters your life is your responsibility to heal. Some people arrive as lessons, not lifelong assignments. Aquarius was born to inspire awakening, not to sacrifice their own emotional well-being trying to rescue everyone around them. The moment Aquarius begins protecting their energy, instead of constantly pouring it into emotionally unavailable people, their entire spiritual life begins to transform. 7th, brutal truth. Once Aquarius emotionally disconnects from someone completely, it can feel almost impossible to reach them again. This is one of the most intense and misunderstood parts of the Aquarius personality. Aquarius usually gives people far more chances than anyone realizes. They observe quietly. They forgive silently. They try to rationalize emotional pain internally instead of creating drama externally. But while all of this is happening, something deeper is taking place beneath the surface. Aquarius is slowly measuring whether trust still exists. And when trust finally collapses, the emotional shift can be permanent. Aquarius does not always scream, argue, or create emotional chaos before walking away. Often, the detachment happens quietly, almost invisibly. One day their energy simply changes. The warmth disappears. The emotional access closes. The soul that once felt emotionally available suddenly feels distant, like a star drifting further away into the night sky. What makes this so powerful is that Aquarius rarely disconnects impulsively. By the time they fully let go emotionally, they have usually spent a long time battling inner conflict, disappointment, and emotional confusion in silence. They wanted things to work. They hoped people would change. They searched for reasons to keep believing. But once Aquarius realizes their peace is constantly being destroyed, survival instinct takes over. And survival instinct inside Aquarius can become emotionally absolute. This is why many people regret underestimating Aquarius. They mistake silence for weakness. They mistake patience for emotional numbness. They mistake calmness for emotional indifference. But the truth is far deeper. Aquarius simply reaches a moment where protecting their inner peace becomes more important than maintaining connections that continuously wound the soul. And once they arrive at that realization, there is often no returning to the version of them that once existed before the emotional damage was done. If you have ever felt emotionally exhausted from being misunderstood, spiritually overwhelmed by the world around you, or trapped between wanting connection and needing freedom, the Aquarius ebook mentioned earlier was made precisely for souls like yours. It reveals the hidden emotional patterns, relationship struggles, spiritual gifts, and psychological truths that Aquarius experiences throughout life, but rarely speaks about openly. The link is in the first pinned comment, and the offer is limited. 8th, brutal truth. Aquarius was never born to follow inherited emotional patterns blindly. This sign carries revolutionary energy deep within the soul. Aquarius questions everything. Family expectations, outdated traditions, emotional conditioning, social rules, cultural systems, and even spiritual beliefs that no longer resonate with truth. Aquarius still carries hope inside the soul. A quiet belief that something greater is still waiting ahead. A future where authenticity matters more than performance. A future where spiritual truth becomes stronger than fear. A future where being different is no longer something to hide, but something to honor proudly. Thank you for spending this time here and sharing this energy together. And if this message touched your soul, continue this journey by watching the other videos on the channel. There are many more spiritual truths, astrological revelations, and soul-awakening messages waiting for you, because sometimes the right message at the right moment can completely change the direction of a life. Always remember this powerful truth. The stars were never meant to control you. They were meant to remind you of who you truly are.